Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you how to change the oil on this beautiful Subaru Outback, owned by Brennan Larson. So I'm going to first walk you through the tools and stuff you'll need. First, and most important, which I did not use on my truck, is a funnel. This keeps everything clean and you don't get oil all over your engine. Second thing, you'll need some paper towels, just in case you do spill oil all over. Third, you're going to need some oil. We're using 5W30, which is good for cold weather. Fourth, you're going to need an oil filter. Now, without one of these, your car won't run. Now, you'll need a 17 millimeter for this car to get the drain plug out. Then, you're going to need an oil filter wrench to unscrew the oil filter. Now, you'll need an oil pan to catch all of the oil that falls out of the bottom of the car when it's draining. Now this is not needed, but it's preferred. It's a creeper so that you don't get your back all dirty and wet. Owner's manual, owner's manual, owner's manual. Okay, all right, so this is the owner's manual, and it has a bunch of different steps on how you're supposed to change your oil. But I'm just gonna explain to you the way we're gonna do it. So in here it says to let the car idle for about 10 minutes. We've already done that. And then it says to park it on a level surface. Now this isn't a level surface, but we're just lifting up the front end. And this is a lot safer than just having it on a level surface. And then it says to remove the drain plug, have your oil pan under there to catch all the oil and let it drain out. You gotta let all that bad oil drain out. Then it says to clean your oil plug. You have to remove the oil filter, this thing right here, clean the rubber seal on the oil filter, then install it with approximately 2/3 of a full turn to make sure the seal's connected. And then you fill the oil back with where you take off the oil cap and you fill it back up in the reservoir. Where is it?
Oh, it's right there. She's all covered up.
All right, well, let's just get straight into it. All right, so this is where your oil plug is, and that is at the bottom of your oil pan, which is on the bottom of your engine and keeps the pistons and crankshaft lubricated. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unscrew this drain plug, and it's gonna go into the oil pan where it'll stay until we dispose of it properly. And the oil filter is right here. All right, so we're just gonna loosen up the oil plug. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Roll up your sleeves so you don't get oil on your sweatshirt. And then make sure that it's not burning hot. Take a couple. Okay. Bear with me here. Any day. Test the warmness of the oil. We're gonna sit here and let this drain while I talk to you about the importance of changing your oil. All right, now I'm gonna share with you the importance of changing your oil and tracking when you got your oil changes. So right here is Brennan's Subaru. See, it says Subaru 1997. And the last time he changed it was 163,972. And it's about 4,000 miles since then, but that's because they kept adding oil into it because it's got a slow oil leak. Now, if you don't change your oil every 3,000 or so miles, the oil becomes well used and becomes super black, and it doesn't do a great job lubricating like new oil would do. So now we're gonna take out the oil filter. Now, if you put these on overly hand tight, that's terrible. Why? Oh, she's coming right off. Yeah. Just like that, you can take your oil filter off. Okay, so before you put the oil filter in, you got to prime the seal. And by doing that, you just take some oil and rub it around the rubber part. Just dip your finger in the oil, get enough on there, just rub it right around. And then, when you're going to install it, make sure you have your drain plug, so you can put that in too. Make sure your holes line up. And this grippy stuff on the bottom of these filters is really nice when you're doing this. So you should just turn right in. You turn it till it's tight, and then you give it a 2/3 turn as the manual states, which is right there. Your drain plug, make sure you got it all cleaned up, and the seal, which is this little washer right here, isn't completely tore apart. Twist this bad boy back in. Get your wrench and tighten it up. Then you'll be good to put oil in the top. When you're filling back up your oil reservoir, make sure your drain plug's in and your filter's in and they're both tight so that you can prevent leaking. Then you just pour your oil with a funnel back into the reservoir. All right, we're gonna put in about 4.8 quarts, which is what this Subaru takes. And there's a gauge on the back side here that shows how many quarts you've used and how much are left. We're gonna go to about here, and then we'll check the dipstick, make sure it's full, and then we'll be good to go. A little bit more to go. Right there, just a little bit left.
Dump her in here.
It's just that easy. Now make sure you don't take a bath in this stuff. All right, then with the oil filter, just let the old one, you just let it drain out. We usually just put it back in the box, and then you can just recycle it. Okay, so we're gonna let the car run for a little bit, let the oil pressure light go off, and then we're going to make sure that the filter has oil running through it, and then we'll check the dipstick to make sure that there's enough oil in the car, and then also check for leaks on the bottom. Okay, and then we gotta check to make sure we have enough oil in here, which you just put the dipstick in. And it's in between the two notches, so that means it's good. And just like that, that's how you change your oil. Cleaned up. Brennan got his car out of the shed. It's up at the house now. Mint.